When I say 7, y'all say days. Hunting for the cheese like a mouse in a maze. Been down all my life, mama thought it was a phase. Same OG, guess I'm stuck in my ways. Last night I had a dream.
Welcome to Neutral Voices, the place where your voice matters and we make it count. Tonight is our Voice of the People segment, and it's all about you.
What's
So
up,
guess
people?
what?
Hello, everyone.
What's
Hello,
up, people?
hello. How y'all
So
doing?
guess what? We need to hear from you. So leave a comment.
Yes.
Hey,
question,
give us a call.
etc.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
Engage with us. Come on, join
Come
us.
on, holla at us.
We had a good
Hey.
time last night. Come join us.
Yes,
We got
we
more
did.
Yes,
time.
we did. Hey.
Yes, we did.
Okay, yes. So we want to jump right into this because we have a lot of comments and we're going to apologize up front. We will not be able to get to all of them.
Right,
but
right.
so Jill, let's just jump in there. Let's get to our comments. Hey.
Okay, our first comment here says, my opinion only. I have never seen, read, or experienced the amount of division that we currently have in our society. Families are being torn apart. I feel that some of the most loving and caring individuals that I know have started spewing hate in one way or another. I feel the art of debate has left our worlds. The majority of people no longer listen to both sides of an issue or entire stories. You cannot win a debate without knowing both sides and defending your own position. It seems the new normal to take one side or another politically or racially will further divide us. Negativity is taking over. Love and unity needs to win. We need to work together as a society to stop judging and start making ourselves better humans. Thank you for using your voice to make these changes.
Amen.
That was an
Thank you.
awesome,
That's a great
awesome
Yes,
comment.
we appreciate that.
Absolutely. And I think, as they say, I mean, so many times we talk about love and everybody rolls their eyes, but I think we all know that the opposite of hate is love. So the more we talk about love, the more we love. So I think that's a beautiful comment without having to be disrespectful, without having to call anybody out.
Right.
Beautiful.
I just got one thing that I want to say in that, and it's true, 90% true. But I think when they said they're seeing people that they never thought would spew hate in others, this thing, I think people have always thought it, but they feel more comfortable saying
Yes,
it.
yes. Say that
And
again.
that's a sad part and
Yes.
a sad commentary for our society. I think people have grown more comfortable saying things and being open about things.
Right.
It's sad, but it is
Well, no,
where we
I
are.
want to say it's sad. I mean, everybody has their opinion.
Yes.
That's how I look at it. Everybody has their opinion, and it's how you express your opinion that makes you who you are.
Yes,
Right,
yes,
absolutely.
And that's the key
absolutely.
thing. Is how you express it.
I agree with that, but nowadays, think about it. You can express your opinion now and get hit upside the head.
Yes.
So
Well, I mean,
things are
once-
different, and people don't respect your
Well,
opinion.
a lot of
It's the way.
times-
It's like I said. It's the way you give it. I mean, I'm gonna give
It
you.
could be where you give it.
Yeah,
Now
but I'ma
you-
give you-
I'm
I'm-
just saying.
but
you
I'ma
be
give-
in the
I'ma
wrong
give you an
location at the
illustration.
wrong time.
I could cook you a full steak dinner with everything on it, with the potatoes and everything.
Right.
Now, everything is beautiful, but if I give it to you on the top of a trash can,
That's a good analogy.
Okay. Or
that's
I throw it
something
at-
different
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good
versus
analogy.
giving it to you on a plate.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
So it's how you deliver your message.
That's
Your
it.
message could be clear, but it's just the deliverance.
Yes, that's
Okay.
a great analogy.
Well, and I think too, I mean, I would still eat the plate, by the way, either way. But what I think is a lot of people are using social media as a tool to spew hate because there are things that people would never say at a table with their coworkers, their family, whatever. But you get online, you can say whatever you want because you don't have
online
anybody in
gangster.
front of you.
People are so bold.
Absolutely.
You're an
So
online gangster.
that was a beautiful comment. Thank you. Moving on, Brandon says, and this is in relation to our episode last night as far as integrity. He says, no election integrity at all. Never has been. But I don't think that they had integrity in mind when they created the system. Well, at least not for everyone. The ambiguity of the word integrity in context to elections is a court petition waiting to happen. Just the fact that ambiguous is even a word leaves room for any Tom, Joe, or Harry to intentionally interpret the law in favor of some radical interest. But I guess it really is easier to fool someone than to convince them that they've been fooled.
Oh, man. There
Goodness
you go,
gracious.
Brandon.
He
Brandon
went
said
in.
a mouthful.
He went
Boy.
in.
Oh, man, Brandon, that was good.
Man.
That was good.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But truth be told, Trump proved it in this election. It's all in the perception of who has to rule or the judge of it. Fortunately, the judges and the courts didn't go through with it. But the good thing is we survived that. But what he's saying is if anybody loses an election and get a wild hair somewhere, they can challenge it, and it depends on what side that judge or that person that is judging that can decide which way it goes. So the integrity is actually upon that person that has to make the decision. What is their integrity?
Well, see, the thing about it, once again, I said he did everything he could do to make sure that he win, and he still lost. So
But he did it the right way. I
he
can't
did
knock
it
him. He
the
did it
right
the right way.
way. That's the only thing I give him credit for. He did it
That
the
could
exact
really confuse
right
people
way.
when
No,
you say that.
he
He
did it
did it
the
the
right way.
right way.
He did it the right way.
Right, utilizing the courts.
He
That's
utilized
the
the
right
court.
way.
That's the right way. That's the only
Yeah.
way to do it. He did it the right way.
Kind of like when he was paying his taxes.
No,
Well,
no,
yeah,
that wasn't the right
well,
way.
we
I'm
ain't
just saying
talking
he was
about that.
smart.
Yeah, you,
So he
exactly.
did it the right way.
He did it the
from
right
a
way.
business perspective.
Yeah,
Yes.
he did it the
And
right
so
way.
that's what you're saying as far as the election.
Yeah,
The
he
way he
did
ran
it.
that election was like
Yeah.
he was running his business.
Yeah.
So things he could get away with, he did it the right way.
Well, I
That's
mean,
what
at the end of the day, he went through every step that he's supposed to go through,
Okay.
and
Yes.
still lost.
Okay, so then there's that. Well, speaking of losing, one of the things that we're going to be doing, or we've already done it, is grading America.
Mm.
And not Trump,
Right.
but
America.
America. And so guess what? So we've already done it.
Mhm.
So out of 9 people, we came up with a score between 1 and 10 of a 4.3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That's pretty bad. America, help us.
Well, it's not.
Between
Hold
1
on.
and 10, what
It-
do
it-
you give America?
well, it's not the America. It's the government. Let's say it right.
The whole government.
The
The
government.
government.
Okay.
We graded a government. Our
Yes.
government, and our government really, yeah. I mean, honestly, I would ask any senator, governor, whatever, try to live off $7.25 an hour,
Oh,
the minimum wage
Yes.
Mhm.
for 1 year. You can't use none of your power and none of your influence. Try to live off of $7.25 a year, and then come and tell us how do that work?
I agree with
I
you on that,
cannot
E,
do it.
because the debate is: do you give $2,000 or do you give $600? Some of the rhetoric was, if you give them $2,000, that's more than they would have made anyway. So that's an indictment on us. You want people to live on minimum of everything,
Yeah.
and saying barely nothing is too much.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
That's
can't ride with
because
that.
the politicians have interest in themselves. They don't have interest in people that make $7.25 an hour because they want to keep these people poor. I mean that's just part of the government. That's one of the reasons I scored so low. Scored this so low.
You scored low too.
Yeah, what'd
Oh,
you score?
absolutely. I brought our score all the way down because I gave them a 2. Why
gave them a 2?
I did.
Why?
For several reasons. For one, we talked last night about the study, the CPI index. The average, now that is based on 100. The average score is 43. So that would be what, 4 out of 10? Basically the same score
Right.
as an average that we gave. However, we, the government, had a 69. So, which is not terrible, but I gave it a 2 because right now 17% of people trust in their government. That
Right.
tells me that something is wrong. How do we score something so high when such a small percentage of America
People
has
trust-
zero
trust.
trust in the government?
Yeah.
So that corruption affects poverty, it causes division, it goes all the way downhill. So a 2 is gracious.
Got two.
Man.
Oh, wow.
Does that
She's
answer your
hard. We
question?
better
Hey,
put you on
you on
Dancing
point
with the
tonight.
Stars.
Give me some. You on point tonight. I ain't gonna argue with you.
Yes. And so let's get back to our comments. because this is Neutral Voices, and tonight is all about the voice of the people.
So we posed a question. Clarence, I'm going to let you read, or just let them know what the question was so that I can make this make sense.
Yes, we posted a question about 2 or 3 days ago. And the question was, does your political beliefs have to coincide with your religious beliefs?
Correct. So Jamel says, my religious beliefs are the core of me. So they directly affect how I vote as they affect everything that I do. I do not claim a party.
So Jamil must then vote.
That's not
Well,
true.
no.
I'm just saying.
It's
Well,
more.
and as we go down further, she goes on to say it's just simple. Be nice. Love your enemy. Don't lie. Don't hate. Being honest. I saw Trump not being nice. Understatement. Not love people. Actually hate each other and lie. This is just to name a few. So I did not vote for him in 2016 or 2020. It wasn't even policies. I literally did not like his character and his actions.
All right. Now,
Wow.
see.
Wow.
All right.
And let me tell everybody why I posed that question. I was talking to a couple of people, and I heard people say that you couldn't be a Christian and vote for Trump.
Mhm.
And then I heard some Catholics. I know some Catholic
thought
people,
that.
and they were talking about supporting Trump because of his views on abortion. So a lot of people actually voted for him because of his views on abortion and their religious beliefs. So I'm just wondering, in a general consensus, how many of us factor our religious beliefs into how we decide our political beliefs?
I wonder if people factor any beliefs because so many
Right.
times people vote for a person, not a policy.
Policies.
Half the time, these people don't even know the policies of the people that they're voting for.
And I was going to say, because I think that's true with Trump, because he had a lot of fans,
Right.
honestly, coming into this
Mhm.
from a business perspective.
Yes.
And he had the right fans for him.
Mhm.
So the white man,
No, it-
businessman.
It was some. It
I'm
was
just
some black
saying, he had
brothers-
a-
It was some brothers.
I
There's a
know,
lot
I
of
know
bro-
he did have them, but I'm saying from a majority perspective,
Right.
he had the group he wanted,
Yeah.
Right.
and they were already following him.
Mhm.
So when you say voting for personality and
Mhm.
for that person, I believe they definitely did that for this.
Or
particular
sometimes people will
election.
vote the exact opposite. So many people didn't want Obama in, so they would have voted for RuPaul if that's who was voting against Obama.
I mean, a lot.
I
You're
mean,
right.
it's true.
You're absolutely
It's
right.
absolutely true.
Because
Right.
I mean, if you ask a lot of Black Americans, why did they vote for Obama?
They
First
voted
thing was
because
he was black.
And there's some white people that didn't vote
Voting
for him
because
because
he
he's
was
black. You know,
so
it goes
you
both
have to
ways.
look at both sides of
Oh,
the
definitely.
sword.
That's that's the way we are. What do
And-
we call it?
Well, I mean, I look at it like this.
Bias.
I heard
That's how
old,
we are.
I heard an old man say it once. It's just right to do right.
Yeah.
And that's what our government need to understand. It's just right to do right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But we can't do right if we have a left and a right because then there's
a
no
house that's
middle.
divided will always fall.
All right.
So we have another comment or a question. So why do we have, we just spoke about this. Why do we have the right and the left? Who came up with that? And those are terms of division. Do you think that we should refer to one another using those stupid titles? Thanks. Digital Mind Studio. We were just getting into that, and that's a beautiful question because that's something that I pose that question of all the time.
Well, the left and the right, and I just saw this in a meme or on something. Do you know the left wing and the right wing is on the same bird? Think about that.
Yeah, it's
the
on the
left
same
bird.
wing and the right wing is on the same
That's
bird.
the big bird
Yeah.
then.
And that's what
That's
we
the
are.
big bird.
That's what we are. And
But
we're
not the
talking
donkey.
about
Not the
Democrat,
jackass in the
Republican,
elevator.
separating everything. And that's one of the biggest problems.
Mm.
We got to think of America. And that's one thing I will give Donald Trump. You
Okay.
have to think of America as a corporation. And the problem
Uh-oh.
with America in being a corporation, you have so many CEOs and division heads and supervisors and people wanting to make it what works for them. And the hardest part is they're not getting along. So if we think of a corporation, if you have one solid, and I'm not saying one solid government, but I'm just saying in this aspect, you can't run a company with two CEOs going
I
in
was
two
just about
separate
to say.
directions.
I was just about to say that.
You can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
There
And
has to
that's
be
where
one
America
CEO.
is.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you
All
know, calling the left and right, we all the same bird.
Okay. We I like that. Anything else for that particular comment?
Nah, I think that was it.
That's it. All right. Let's
Yeah.
see. We have
But
another
but
comment.
before
here?
we go
Okay.
into comment, Miss Jill gave hers, and she gave a 2 point,
Just two.
just 2. I was a little bit more gracious with our country because first and foremost, our government is set up that we're free. We are one, and that's why I give it such a high. We have the freedom that a lot of other countries do not have.
Mhm.
We can do a lot of things in our country that nobody can do in other countries. And another thing I would give it is, it's set up that anybody can make it. It's going to be hard for some people. There are hurdles, and you got to work harder.
Mhm.
But it is set up for most people.
Clearance.
I don't think so.
Clearance.
It is.
I don't
It
think
is.
so.
Clearance.
Hold on,
Clearance.
and I'm
Okay.
gonna tell you
I'm
why.
gonna let you go, but I'm gonna come in
tell
on
you
it.
why.
I'm gonna
Okay.
come in on
And-
it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take y'all to a history lesson
Okay,
again.
go
Y'all,
ahead.
y'all Southern school government people. I'm gonna hit you.
We
with
all about education
Uh-uh.
and
I'm from the
awareness.
GED
Neutral
section.
Okay.
voices.
I'm with
Okay.
with
Understand
D.L.
what you-
Hugan.
And this
Okay,
is
go
why
ahead.
it's a term, and I guarantee all of us learned it, but many of us forgot it. It's called laissez-faire. Do y'all remember that term in school? Laissez-faire.
That was like 40 years ago. Go ahead,
Oh,
Clarence.
man, come on, man. Y'all need to pay attention.
I'm listening.
This is why it's set up that everybody can make it in America. Laissez-faire means hands off. And they were talking about businesses. And when the Industrial Revolution came, they were talking about laissez-faire. And they were saying the government couldn't come in and put a whole lot of mandates on businesses and hold them down. It opened up the free market and the free business. Look it up. Look it up. Laissez-faire. I don't know how to spell it. I'm the word
I don't
speller.
deny that. I don't have to look it up.
But
because that
laissez-faire. Hold on. But what
Okay.
happened was there was a change and it had to change because they were abusing workers. That's why the government got back into it and unions got back into it. But the true fact of America being set up is that anybody can make it. It can in business. I know there's hurdles. I know there's pitfalls, but on the structure.
Okay. E had a comment
Can I go
that
now?
he was
Go
Can I go
busting
now?
at the seams.
Go ahead.
I'm
Get out.
gonna give you 2 examples.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna first start with the Black Wall Street.
Uh-huh.
This is one reason.
I'm listening.
This is one reason why we are not where we at. Because once we get to a point like Black Wall Street,
Uh-huh.
America destroys it.
I agree with that. But-
Okay. Second one,
Okay.
Wilmington, North Carolina.
Uh-huh.
Once we get to that point,
Uh-huh.
America tries to destroy it.
Okay.
And you understand why they try to destroy that.
I
Because
agree.
the simple fact, once they see a group of minority black people come together and stand together as one, now we become a threat.
I agree with that.
So
but did you
in-
hear
in-
my statement? E?
Nah, bro.
I said on the structure. I didn't say it was
doesn't
right.
matter. When history shows, when we get to a point where we work together and we get to
Yeah.
our independence,
What
when
happens?
we don't need nobody,
What happens, E?
they come and destroy it because simple fact. Now, guess what? They lose out on our money.
I agree.
So
with
once
that.
they lose out on our money, their whole system, their whole structure falls.
I agree
So,
with
so
that.
what you're saying, if we were to come together right
If
now,
we were to come together right now,
put our money together,
put our money
put
together
our
and do
heads
what we need to
together,
do,
put our ideals together,
they coming to get us worse than they're already coming to get us now.
yeah,
I don't
it's called
disagree with
unity.
that.
What he's saying, so that's
Yes.
where they were back
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
in one
Yes.
accord.
So,
So if that could happen right
right
now,
now,
we could make the same.
we can shut this whole country down
Okay.
That's so true.
with no problem.
All right.
Okay, next.
Okay. We have, we do have more comments because this is the voice of the people.
So Willie Smith, hi Willie. Willie says
Hi,
anyone
Hi,
can
Willie.
manipulate numbers to make them look good. The black unemployment rate is lower, but why? I'll tell you why. There are more people working multiple part-time minimum wage jobs than ever before. Those folks are still living near the poverty line. You'll be talking about something significant when you can show me something he's done to positively impact the income gas disparities between blacks and whites while comparing apples with apples in terms of education and experience levels.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask one question.
Mhm.
What has any president done for the average American person? I'll
Yeah.
wait.
Not very much because minimum wage is still beyond
Yeah.
that.
I'm
But
just saying.
can I give you something?
Okay, I'm listening.
You know, Trump is touting that he's had the lowest unemployment in 50 years. Am I correct?
Yeah, this is on his
That's
accomplishment.
what he said.
Okay. Okay.
Is he acknowledging?
I agree with Willie. Some numbers
I'm
can
just
be
saying.
fudged.
Okay.
Can be fudged
Right.
because
You're going to go back to Obama.
no, I'm going back to Trump.
Okay.
Trump promised that there would be more coal mining jobs
Mhm.
and more steel jobs
Okay.
in America. He promised this, correct? The coal mining jobs have dropped 24% since he's been in office. Coal mining jobs that he promised.
And you said that was one of his promises.
That was one of his promises.
And so let me just bring to the table
The
that.
wall was one of his promises
Well,
too.
okay, let me just bring to the table. He broke 50% of his
well,
promises.
but I'm just saying. But
so
he-
that's one of
yeah.
them.
And
Okay.
steel jobs have decreased by over 1,500 jobs in the country since he's been in office. But
Okay.
these are the industries that he was going to bring back that
Mhm.
was going to boost the economy, that's going to boost the unemployment rate. But these are two things. So tell me how across the board he's had the most or the lowest unemployment rate in 50 years when these facts are still in fact.
I mean, those facts are when he. I think I'm just gonna say this. Regardless of people are working. People are working.
Oh,
They are working, but
maybe not great jobs.
they're not great jobs, but they are working.
Right.
I mean, and it's hard. Like I said, I would love for every politician to live off of $7.25 an hour.
Won't happen.
Yeah,
Have
won't
the
happen.
presidents in the past, in your opinion, Clarence, have they all told the truth about everything that they promised?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I don't believe no man, and I'm
Right.
sorry, I don't believe no man 100%.
Right.
No man do I believe 100%.
So it's really not like completely out there that he didn't keep half of his promises, if we're being real.
no.
Okay.
He kept 25 of his promises.
Right.
It's actually 24%. These are total facts. And where we get our information will be posted on on our video. You can look it up. But yeah, so he actually kept 24% of his promises, and he broke 52 promises.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I
I'm
feel
just
like
saying, so-
somebody in that powerful position that's trying to make, everybody vote for him or whatever.
They
You're going to
just say
make a whole bunch
anything.
of promises that you maybe can't keep all the time. I think that's just what the norm with somebody in his position. It'd be interested to know the past presidents,
I agree.
just to be
I agree.
curious.
But I
But-
think it was a big deal for this last comment.
Right.
For the concentration and the focus to be on black unemployment rate, and did he do anything
For the black unemployment.
Yes.
Yes.
to help that? And we do realize that was already going down,
Yes.
like almost to 8%
Yeah.
during
Yes.
Obama's
Yes.
campaign. So
Yeah, it was going down anyway.
yes, I was just just making sure we know that. Do we have another?
We
comment
do.
up there.
We do.
Okay, this is Neutral Voices reminding you this is the voice of the people.
And you guys can call in 260-310-0663.
So, Digital Mind Studio says, to the man with the stingy brim on.
Is that what it's called?
And
I didn't know
brim's
what they
stingy.
call it.
That's what's up.
Where was Black Wall Street? What city and state?
If you
Tulsa.
don't- Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Tulsa,
Do your
Oklahoma?
research.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Digital Mind Studio.
It's in Tulsa,
I'm just
Oklahoma.
saying, you calling my stingy brim, you do your research before you ask questions, bruh. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it was in Tulsa,
Let's do it.
Our next comment comes from Kelly. Kelly says, I do believe that my religious beliefs have some impact on my political beliefs, but I go to church and I am very close to people on both political sides. So we have similar religious beliefs, but opposite political. So I would say that they might impact political, but not necessarily coincide. Does that make sense? I'm not sure I'm even saying it right. Actually, I think that makes
That
a
makes
lot of
total
sense.
sense. That makes
plenty
total
of
sense.
Absolutely. And I think that's a very good comment because basically what she's saying is that she's religious, but she still doesn't judge the people that she's around based on their political beliefs and affiliations.
Because
Right.
she understands liberty,
Right.
and independence,
And love. She understands
And
love and just, being
Respect,
respectful.
You should. That's what I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
but
Respect people's opinion.
But I think that's part of the issue in creating the division because we assume that somebody is a certain type of way because of their beliefs. We forget that maybe their parents were, Republicans or whatever. So a lot of the things that you believe are because of things that have happened to you. I don't think we should ever judge anybody for what they believe or put them in a certain category because they vote a certain way. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And- okay,
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and that's for anything. So it's just, kind of like when we were talking Christmas decorations, and if that person want to have a gazillion blow ups
Right.
in their yard,
Right.
Some
you
people
know,
don't
you
like
should-
that.
That's different.
No, I'm
That's
just saying.
different.
Like
Well,
blow-ups.
no, I'm
I'm
just
just
saying.
saying.
So
Worry
you
about your
shouldn't
brain.
go, tear
It's
down
stingy.
Right.
or their decorations, or if you don't even believe in decorations and you're mad at them because they put their
Right.
decorations up and leave them until the February.
Yes, yes.
So we should give people the opportunity to do what they want to do and say what they want to say, voice their opinion, live their opinion out loud.
And that's why I say I give America government a 60%, because that freedom alone, there's places you don't have the freedom of the speech that we have the freedom of.
Right.
You can be shot, you can be killed for certain things that you speak.
Now,
How
just
you-
explain why I
how-
gave why the government. I gave us a 7, but I
Okay.
was looking at everything as a whole. So I put what Trump was doing in there, government, America, etc. And those were some of the things that I
Yes.
actually
Okay,
considered.
Clarence, you said
Our
we
freedom.
have that freedom of speech.
Yes.
Have you not looked at the last year?
Speech been getting people killed. What?
I mean, our protest is our speech.
Protest is a speech.
It's a
yes.
speech. And have you looked at when we have protested?
Yeah.
So
And
do
how
we
we-
have that freedom, or are we allotted that freedom?
We don't have that same freedom that happened on the 6th.
No, we don't have that. we
So
don't.
you saying our speech is our freedom? Have you not looked at this past year?
Yes, yes.
So
And
you still say we have that freedom?
yes, we still have that freedom.
We still have that
We
freedom.
still have that
At
freedom.
what repercussions?
That's to the judgment. And I'm
I
not
mean, just saying.
disagreeing. I'm not
Saying, at what repercussions?
There are, and I'm not avoiding your question, but let me answer your question correctly.
Okay, I'm listening.
Let me answer your question.
I need
Because
to
you
hear
was
this.
trying, you was bombarding me and not letting me speak.
Oh,
can I
apologize.
can I
You gotta
speak?
tell my
Can I use my
I
freedom
give you
to speak?
permission.
Can I
Go
use
ahead.
my freedom to
Go
speak?
ahead.
Okay.
I'm
All
listening.
right.
Go ahead.
All right. Now I'm free. Now that I can speak, let me speak.
You stumped Clarence.
No, I didn't stop him.
Yes,
He just kept hitting me. He wasn't gonna let.
I'm
Can I
just
use
saying.
my
Listen.
freedom?
Go
Can I use my freedom?
I'm listening.
Yes.
I'll wait.
Protest.
Where's
and
my
all-
gavel?
Protest and all that is still within our freedom of speech.
Uh-huh.
The reason that freedom was there, we had the right to assemble. We had the right to get out there. We had the right to voice. Now, what happened after that is not about our freedom of speech. That is something that somebody said, a law, an ordinance, or all that had changed. The freedom of speech was still there. The same as the people, the same as the people on the 6th, they had that same freedom.
need a
But the
shot.
problem is, it's not the act of the freedom. It's like you say, the repercussion, what comes behind, and the limits of some people's freedom. Yes, here's the thing. In some states, felons can't vote. That's a freedom. That's a right. But they take that away from them. So it's laws and things that do that. But you still inherently
At
have
what
that
cost?
right to speak whatever you feel.
At what cost?
I was just going to say, right.
You know what? Can you give him your stingy brim hat for a second? Put it on.
At what cost? That's the question I'm asking. At what cost?
I agree.
Because you got to think about it. We've been the Black Lives Matter movement, protests and everything started off at peaceful, but it ended up as a chaos.
Using their freedom, walking
Using
down
their
the
freedom,
street. Their
walking
freedom.
down the
I
street,
agree.
getting beat up, getting tossed. And I'm not saying all the protests was peaceful. You have some radical people in that, but at the end of the day, at what cost does our freedom of speech cost?
And is freedom of speech the same as freedom of press? Because nowadays there's a lot of social media, right? And
Yes.
Trump
And
was
none
the
of that
king
comes
of it.
without repercussions. Absolutely
Exactly.
none
and
of
I
it.
was going to say,
Okay.
so once you
Now, do y'all know the
seal
freedom
deal,
of free speech statute?
you are going to teach us, but you're going to teach
Oh,
us.
you gotta break it down.
We're going to talk
Break it down
about that a
real
little
quick.
later. We're
I
going to talk
just
about that a
wanna
little
remind
later.
you-
I didn't like that look, Dr. B. I didn't like that
Well,
look,
I
Dr.
just
Break
want
it
to
down quick.
remind everybody, this is the voice of the people.
And we don't want
And
our cameraman
wanna-
directing traffic right now.
No.
Yeah.
I just want to see if we have any more
We
comments.
do.
Go ahead.
Because
We do.
this night is dedicated to the voice of the people.
This is from Mildred. Hi, Mildred.
What's
Mildred
up, Mildred?
says,
Hey, Mildred.
Do you like Eric's hat, first of all, if you'd let us know? Mildred says, a policy or attitude of letting things take their course without interfering. The meaning in economics is abstention by governments from entering the workings of the free market.
Need to read that again.
I got it. I got it. I got it.
Clarence,
Okay,
sorry.
I got it.
Go
I
ahead,
got it.
'cause
I
I'm
got it.
stunned.
sorry.
Oh, he took it out too fast. I had it.
It's
I had
late
it.
at
go ahead.
I
night.
had it. I had it.
Go ahead.
I had it. I had it.
Hey,
Mildred.
Let's talk about
Mildred, you know what laissez-faire means. Mildred, thank you for validating
She looked
my
it up.
point. That's exactly
I
what
was getting ready to
laissez-faire
say.
means.
Right, but I was gonna say it's late at night. Mildred knows this.
She paid attention. She didn't take summer school government.
And like a lot of them, like
I
a
told
lot
you I
of
come from the
America,
GED section.
he is not coming for you if you took government and
No,
summer
not
school.
America. I'm talking about this panel.
No, I'm talking
Oh
about.
yeah, oh yeah.
Why are you looking it up?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
talking about America.
That's
We
why
don't wanna
that's
make
why
our
you can
people
answer
feel
my
bad.
question there. Huh.
My students
All
take
right.
government and summer school right now, so it's okay, Steve.
Yes,
As long
it's
as you
good.
take
It's good. As long as you get it.
education.
As long
That's
as you
right.
get it.
So listen, before we get out of here, let's do one more comment, please. This is Neutral Voices,
Okay.
Voice of the People.
Looks like we've got a couple comments that we are going to discuss before we close out. So Jamel says, Jill knows that I approach things from my spiritual perspective and Jesus loving self. I met with a local pastor today. We mourned how the Christian community, isn't acting very Christian. So I asked him, I ask you, how do we or can we help others to see the systemic racism, the current Christian nationalism that is being perpetuated within the church in general, and not just see it, but acknowledge it? How can we grow and move on if we don't acknowledge our mistakes? How can we have unity?
Do you know Sunday is the most segregated day
Amen.
out the year? I mean, out the
Amen.
week.
Out the week. Amen.
It's the most segregated.
Thank
Out
you
the
for
week.
that comment.
So
That was a beautiful comment. Absolutely, especially too in the evening with. So we've got one more. Should the government give reparations to the Black community for the economic hardship they caused because they gave reparations to Japanese Americans in 1988?
Yes. Yes. And
Okay.
with
Yeah,
interest, I
why?
want the state of California. 40 acres and mule plus interest, I want the state of California. That's what I want. I'm taking interest on that.
You want the state
I
of
want the state of California.
I'll
That's
take
my
New-
40
I'll
acres.
take New
Now,
New
all
York.
that energy
I'll
and
take New York.
excitement for that because there's money involved. The previous comment, I want to make sure we thank all of our commenters.
Yes.
But the previous comment, did she mention racism in the church? Real quick,
She mentioned systemic racism.
Sometimes
Yes.
you see that and you feel that,
Yeah.
and so that's a good comment. So make sure you tune in to Neutral Voices when we do talk about the church and we go a little deeper
Yes.
with that. So I think that'll come up.
Oh,
So-
that's gonna come up.
That's gonna
Oh
come
yeah,
it's gonna
so
come up.
that is
Get
so.
right, church.
I just wanted to say that is such a big comment,
Mhm.
and
Yes.
it is very vital to our growth and unity in this community. So we don't want to just blow past that.
Right,
And
right,
so
right.
yeah, so stay tuned. We definitely will be touching on
Yes,
that.
yes.
With
And-
that being said,
Yeah, and before we leave here, everybody, we want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in with us, commenting and everything. What we're here for Neutral Voices is we're here to bring awareness to the community. There's so many things in our community that needs work and needs to be changed. And we can only do that when we start the conversation. The journey of 1,000 steps starts with one step. And we're that
Amen.
one step.
we are that one step. I love it.
We should count our blessings every single day, that we are American and still believe as deeply as we ever have, that if we stand together and work together with respect for our differences, strengthen our convictions, and love for this nation, as well as love for each other, that our best days are still ahead of us. We are stronger together, and we will go forward together. United, we will stand, because divided, we cannot.
Love it.
Amen.
Awesome, guys. This is Neutral Voices, and that is what we're here for. Unity. We love you. Thanks for hanging out with us.
See you tomorrow.
See you next
See you tomorrow.
See ya tomorrow. Game night.
When I say 7, y'all say days. Hunting for the cheese like a mouse in a maze. Been down all my life, mama thought it was a phase. Same OG, guess I'm stuck in my ways. Last night I had a dream.